Hi, and welcome to episode number 40 of Tennis Volley Talk by Brian Danielson. Today's episode is going to be kind of really a little bit about what's going on in the tennis realm this week. They're actually playing in Vienna, Austria, and then Basel, Switzerland, in two tournaments on the men's side. The women have been playing also, but this is all kind of leading up now to the WTA and the ATP Final 8 men's and women's Final 8 championship to see who is the best in the world of playing the tennis here. So anyway, with that, what I'm doing today is actually kind of talking about who's in the Final 8. And probably in the men's side, it'll probably, in no certain order, it'll be Novak Djokovic, Frances Tiafoe, Taylor Fritz, Casper Ruud, Stefanos Tsitsipas, Daniil Medvedev, Andrei Rublev, and Felix Auger-Aliassime. More than likely, but that could change. The prize money is for the women, though. Don't know, but the prize money is like $9 million. In the WTA Women's Final 8 in Cancun, the men's are going to be played in Turin, Italy. But in Cancun, the women Final 8 are in no particular order: Arina Sabalenka, Iga Swiatek, Coco Gauff, Elena Rybakina, Jessica Pegula, Ons Jabeur, Market Vondrousova, and then Maria Sakkari. Those are the 8. And then actually they have doubles also that will be going on with the men's and women's. But the doubles in no particular order is going to be Coco Gauff and Jessica Pegula, Storm Hunter and Elise Mertens, Rayamonda and Sabrina Kurtarina and Barbara Karetseva and Sigmund. Then also Desiree Kowalski and Demi Suras and Laura Sigmund and Vera Saranarova. Barbara Kurtusova and Katrina Sinkakova. A lot of these names, these are pretty hard to pronounce, but I'll try to make my way through them. And then also Gabriela Dabrowski and Aaron Rotefli, and then Nicole Marchar Martinez, and then Elena Perez. Those are the doubles for the women. But that's all leading up into going into the Final 8 for the women. Final 8. So kind of both ways now. Both of those places are going to be really nice places to play for everybody too. Now this week actually, and today actually, in the tournament in Austria, Vienna, Frances Tiafoe, he beat Gael Monfils. He beat him 5-7, 6-1, 6-4. And then you have Yannick Sinner. He beat Sangaro 6-2, 6-4 today. And Stefano Tsitsipas beat T. Manchak 6-3, 4-6, 7-5. Daniil Medvedev, he beat Grigor Dimitrov 6-3, 3-6, 6-2, 6-4. And then B. Gojo beat Tommy Paul 6-3, 6-4. And Andrei Rublev beat M. Arnoldi 7-5, 6-3. So that was actually in Austria today, the scores that happened in Austria. Now, as far as Basel, Switzerland, results. Let's see here. Let's see. As far as that goes, I can't seem to find. Hold on here. So with that today in the men's, in the singles and the men's, what you had today for Basil in the men's, you had let's see, Felix Auger Aliassime. He beat Ben van der Sloot 6-4, 6-2. You had Rune. He beat Baez 7-6, 6-1. You had Daniel Stricker and beat Casper Ruud 6-4, 3-6, 7-6. And then you had Hubert. He beat Jari 7-6, 7-6. And then let's see, Severinko, he beat Taylor Fritz 7-6, 6 or 7, no, 6-7, and then 7-6, 7-6. And then T. Grixpor, he beat Alex Demore 6-4, 6-3, and that was in Basel, Switzerland today. So kind of those that played today, that's like I said, going into the men's final 8 this coming up. And then basically the men's are going to be playing in Turin, Italy from 2021 all the way to 2025. And that'll be this year in 2023, November 12th to the 19th. And the women are going to be playing in Cancun, October 29th to November 5th. So they'll be playing before with the final 8 there at Wimbledon, or at the Cancun final 8. So with that too, that is who actually is going to be playing in that tournament there too. Now, also for that, just for you YouTubers, just want you to go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and like and make a comment on whatever I am saying. And if you like that, just make a comment and like, and then let me know what you're thinking and what you like. Also subscribe. You podcasters out there, you're going to be seeing the racket of the day like you YouTubers will see it, but you're going to hear it on the podcast. And then if you want to go see what I'm talking about, you can definitely go see it on my tennis channel Tennis Volley Talk on YouTube, you can certainly go look at the racket that I'm going to be talking about here coming up. So that's for all you YouTubers and also podcasters out there that want to take a look at the racket that I will be showing with that. Now, part of this here is today the manufacturer is T.O.S. E. Wilson Company, established in 1913. Now, this particular company was a Ashland Manufacturing Company, was actually a manufacturer of goods for sporting goods, like baseball gloves and tennis baseballs, swimsuits, different kind of manufacturers of the sporting goods, and then it eventually then was about to go under, and that, and they also with that also used cowgut for things such as musical instruments and tennis racket strings and stuff of that nature too. It was about ready to go out of business too. When Thomas E. Wilson, born in London, Ontario, Canada, in 1868, and then moved to Chicago at 9 years, and at 47, was a stockyard tycoon picked by East Coast moneymen. He was in 1915 got a call to take over Schultzberg and Sons Company in July of 1916, 21st. Schultzberger was no longer, and was how Wilson was no longer, and then Wilson took over the company. Ashland Manufacturing Company that used cowgut and Tennis Wilson took it over and named it T.O.S. E. Wilson Company, is how then Wilson took it over when he came over, and then took over that company and then renamed it T.O.S. Wilson, and that's who made the cowgut and everything also with that. So along with that, along with that too, he went on then Thomas E. Wilson, he went on to smaller companies to actually go out in the sporting goods, appealing to Wilson Sporting Goods and operations. T.O.S. Wilson, in its first year, made $1.5 million invested capital. It made it the second biggest sporting goods maker in almost overnight. It made it the second biggest sporting goods maker, like for baseball uniforms and swimsuits. And by 1920s, there was a dozen plants operating under the Wilson banner. 1925, Wilson merged with Western Sporting Goods. Now, with that, merging with Western Sporting Goods, it later then in 1931 went back to and changed back to Wilson Sporting Goods. So yeah, if you're kind of liking this, and you YouTubers, if you're liking this, I hope you do subscribe and like, and go to my YouTube channel and let me know what you like about what I'm doing here. I hope that you do like it. Just let me know on that aspect. So with that, you podcasters, like I said, with the racket of the day that will be coming up, I just want you to know that you can go see that on my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk also. So, also the several sports names in the different fields of sports after World War II in peacetime were sponsored and grabbed and were promoted with the Wilson brand, one of those being Jack Kramer in that day. And Wilson came out with the tennis ball and used in the US Open also in the early 70s. Pros used Wilson rackets. Some of the pros that used the likes of the rackets were like Suzanne Lundgren and Ellsworth Vines that used the Wilson tennis racket. And then Billie Jean King and Jack Kramer. Now that would happen to be the most popular selling tennis racket of the whole series of tennis rackets that came out for Wilson. Now, just a little tidbit of fact too also is then when the first Wilson tennis racket came out was 1914. 1935 was the first leather grip on the tennis racket. 1935 was the first balanced racket in 1935. The Jack Kramer, like I said, in 1935 was also the best racket seller, selling in history. 1967 was the first commercial metal racket, i.e. the T2000 with that. In 1987, the first wide body racket came out through Wilson. And for you YouTubers, if you like that kind of history that I like telling you about that, please go to and subscribe and like and comment on my YouTube channel and let me know what you think. And you podcasters, if you like this, please subscribe and make a comment and let me know what you're thinking for that. Also, with the aspect of the 1990 then, 1987, actually in 1980 was the first graphite racket. And then 1987 was the wide body racket that was a big, thick frame on it there too, like about that thick. So that came out at that time. In 1990, then came out the biggest sweet spot for the racket there for Wilson. First biggest sweet spot, 2003. First, let's see, first bay with, let's see here. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was the bag that came out in 1990 had the ThermoGuard with it, and that was the first bag that came out in 1990. 2003, 2007 was the first stringing machine that came around, of the decade, and that had 6 patents to it. And then 2013 was the first spin technology for the rackets at that time. With that was kind of a little bit of a history behind of that aspect. Now, for you YouTubers, you're going to be seeing the racket that I'm going to be showing today. It's actually from the Theos E. Wilson Manufacturing Company. That was the one that made the tennis rackets, and from starting in 1914. This actually is from that. This is from that era, the Theos E. Wilson Company. That actually then it's called the Red Comet racket. So this is the racket here. So you YouTubers, you're seeing it right now with this racket, but if you Podcasters, if you want to take a look at the racket, please go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and take a look, subscribe, like, make a comment, and you YouTubers can make a comment also, for that, with that, for this racket here, and make a comment if you like that. If you like what I'm doing, just please make a comment on that too. So with this too, this is very good racket, and this racket is probably in around the late 1920s to early 1930s, mid 30s, something like that. So that's the kind of racket that this is. And for you YouTubers, like I said, subscribe, like, and make a comment on what you like about what I do. And then you podcasters, if you want to take a look at the racket that I'm talking about, the Red Comet racket by Theo E. Wilson. Now, like I said, the Theo E. Wilson was the one that manufactured the gut strings that the rackets that had. And then, in 1914 is whenever the first Wilson tennis racket came out at that time. And then, like I said, later on, this is probably the late 30s, late 20s, early 30 rackets that came out with that, the Red Comet. Very good racket still. So if you want to take a look at it, please go to the YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, for you podcasters. So everybody, please subscribe, like, and if you do like what I'm talking about, please let me know one way or the other. So eventually I'm going to hopefully get some more phone interviews in and take it from there, and hopefully get some more in-house guests that I can get in and keep doing this for you guys. With that, everybody, there's still some nice days out there that are coming around the U.S. anyway, around any place. So everybody, for this week, have a very good week and keep on playing as much as you can outside. Eventually, you may have to go inside, who knows, except for the nicer southern states or California or Texas or Oklahoma or whatever. You can stay and play outside a little bit longer, other than some of the other places in the U.S. that get cold and you got to go inside. So everybody, have a good week this week in playing tennis. And thank you again for listening. And again, subscribe, like, and make a comment of what you like me doing. I would like to know if you could to let me know. Thank you very much. And everybody have a very good week.